Beautiful people, what is up? This is going to be a spokesperson announcement not to drink alcohol, especially like some fucking potent shit. But I'm hungover. This is a hungover episode, but we gonna have fucking fun. Welcome back to Sunday Sessions, guys, with Rich Podcast. I am your host. On today's episode, Megan stops by again for a chat. You can check out our previous episode. I just had it up. God damn it, God. This is what happened when you're hungover. You slipping. Check out our last episode. Load faster, my beautiful MacBook. Episode 97. Strength and vulnerability. There we go. I knew it was gonna, come up. So, Megan, welcome back to the show. For those who don't know about you and who you are, tell us what you got going on.
What is up, Rich? It's so good to be here with you. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be back. This is like, I feel like such a divinely timed episode. So a little bit about me, quick intro. So I'm actually a therapist. I'm a psychotherapist, but really focused on holistic practice. So I incorporate a lot of spirituality and different healing modalities into what I do, which is ultimately transformation. So yeah.
Wonderful red carpet. Now, I was looking forward to this episode because our last episode was fucking fire.
It was fire. It was.
But what I wanted, so I know this is like an unorthodox episode. Guys, let me just tell you what the fuck happened to me yesterday, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty. So it was this specific rum that I found in the UK, and that shit was fucking delicious. So I found it at Benny's. We had a liquor store called Benny's here, and I started just going excited. So I bought a bottle, and I was drinking with my brother, and I got too drunk. And here we are, hungover, smoking. So if you want to smoke, guys, roll up. And here we are, hungover the next day. So here we are. So fucking struggle. But let's get to the nitty gritty. I know. So last time we was talking, Megan, one thing that's been kind of prevalent, I've kind of been talking more about is kind of like having a social meter. Like when you interacting with people, it's only so much you can do it, and then you gotta withdraw. You a Scorpio too, so I know you get the shit, but I want to know your take on it.
Okay, so it's actually so funny that you mentioned this because I had an experience last night that I was totally thinking about you. So I bought this ticket to this concert last night, and I bought it like 6 months ago, and I'm like, oh my God, like I was so into this, like, it was Zach Williams' band. He's like a Christian rock singer, but kind of like a Chris Stapleton vibe, right?
Okay.
And 6 months ago, like that's kind of like where I was, and I just like really loved his music. And I'm like, I'm going by myself, right? Like I'm going to this concert by myself, like it's a vibe. So I go there last night, and literally like an hour in, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Ready to go.
I'm ready to go. And I ended up staying till like 9:30, but like it was just hilarious because it was like not even halfway through like his whole set. And I'm just like, yep, that's about that time for me. Like I'm dipping out. It's time to go. Like I'm done with the social experience. And I just dipped. Like I just dipped right in the middle of a song. It's just my time to go. Anyway, so it was funny because we have been talking about that, just briefly here and there. So it was good.
It was because like, okay, for you, when you're in that moment, is it just like, I can't be fucked to be around these people anymore? I just want to go home.
That's exactly what it is. That is literally exactly what it is. Like, and it's funny. Okay, so I do a lot of things by myself. Like I just do. And this lady in front of me is like, "Oh, are you here by yourself? Oh, that's so cool." And I'm like, okay.
Anybody can do it.
Yeah, right. It's just like, are you having fun? I'm like, yeah. And then the people sitting next to me like bought me a candy bar. They're like, yeah, we just, we feel bad you're by yourself. And I'm like,
this is my choice. I bought the ticket by myself on purpose.
Yeah. So anyway, it's like, do people not do things by themselves, right? No. Anyway, so
apparently not.
I know it was so weird, but yeah, I mean, I was just like, I'm done with the social experience. Like I'm done fucking with people. I want to just be alone.
So fucking real, because Are you an introvert and extrovert? You'll say you're both?
Okay, so what's it called when you're both again? There's like a word.
Oh, I don't even know. It's a word for that? I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I literally just saw it on social media somewhere the other day, and I was like, that is so me.
Shit, what's the fuck? I'm just calling
Anyway,
ourselves hybrid. Fuck it. We're just a
some
hybrid
hybrid. Fuck it. Yeah,
of
right. Exactly.
introverts and fucking extroverts. Like it's moments I'm like, yeah, I want to be social. And it's like, fuck, bro, I can't be fucked. I just want to go to the crib. Prime example, I was over my family house for Easter dinner. And as you get to that point, I'm like, I love y'all, everything good. I just want to go home, lay in my bed, watch some Netflix, smoke, chill. I don't want to be here anymore.
It is funny because it actually just shuts off. It's like
Shut off.
just a it's like a
And then he's
moment
like, why are you so quiet? It's like, because I'm mentally at home right now. I don't want to be here.
like I'm trying to find the like most polite way to exit this situation.
Exactly. I'm just trying to be
Okay.
smart about this shit. No, because I've always been like that. Like, fuck that shit. It could be like 2 hours, and I'm just like, I want to go home. I always have to have a way of like, I need to know
Escape
when
plan.
I'm leaving, an escape plan at all times. Like, for example, my aunt's having a birthday brunch today. I'm going after this episode, and I'm already planning what time I'm leaving. I don't want to be there all day. Fuck that shit.
It's so true. And I also think that like goes along with, not everybody is on this path of ascension. Not everybody is on this path of evolution, right? And for us, it's like we have to shift and mold into those situations, I feel like sometimes
Ooh, that's a
because
good way to say it, though. Shift and mode into those situations.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Because we vibrate at a whole different frequency.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
I want to talk about like cool shit with Rich on this podcast,
I want to talk about some surface level shit at the barbecue, whatever the fuck it is. Like, fuck that. I think that's probably what it is, though. Because, okay, ask yourself this question. If you were at a retreat, right, with like minded people, I'm pretty sure you would want to engulf yourself in that experience because that's your like frequency, that's your vibration, that's your tribe kind of shit. Damn, I didn't think about that. That's a good ass point. That's
Yeah.
a good ass point.
Right. So I think it really has a lot to do with, and we say surface level, but for a lot of people, like that's just where they're at, right? But I think we can only handle like so much of that conversation, and then it's like I need to be in deeper stuff. Like I need to be immersed in the embodiment of who I really am, right?
Uh, do you think too it's an energy thing? Because like I don't like too much energy, and you feel it. You a Scorpio too, of course, so you feel that shit. But there's only so much we can take. It's like our cup is full. I don't like this. Get me out of here.
No, I mean it really is. And I think like just for example, like at that concert last night, I remember having this moment. I think I'm done with concerts. Like I
That's
just
so true, though.
yeah, like it's too much circulating energy, and like I'm just seeing things from a whole different perspective, right?
Being
And
overwhelmed.
yeah, yeah, it was.
I had
It
went to
was.
a basketball game with my mom a couple weeks ago, and these little fucking packed ass seats. And I'm looking around. This look like it's a dome, right? The basketball arena essentially is a dome in a sense. And I'm like, some energy harvesting is going on right now because I don't feel at ease being here. So I'm like, where is all this energy going? And why don't I feel well? Am I being zapped of my emo? Because with sports, you going high and low. You getting angry, you getting happy, and it's like, are you guys fucking with me right now? Am I part of some experiment? Like, what the fuck? That shit's wild.
Dude, I know that it is really wild. And I think when you have moments like that, like, and I mean, you'll probably feel this way too, but again, not everybody feels this way, but you have these moments when these thoughts come into your mind and you know that they're not just coming from nowhere. Like they actually do have base to them. And you're like, oh my God, like, did I just have a realization? Like,
Yo,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's like, I just had goosebumps when I said that because they don't just show up from our mind. Sometimes you can feel them on a soul level.
I had that thought when you said that. That's fucking crazy. So it's like sub level. So okay, for example, let's just say you have a thought today. I want to get a Starbucks. Before you get go to the hair place. That's just a download. That's just a message coming in. Versus that same thought come through, but you feel it on a soul level for you to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can't explain how you being gravitated, but it's just like you feel comfortable enough to go towards that. That's fucking
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. And even like, it's like, I think it's just like an inner knowing, or like, do you ever get like my ears will ring, like if
yeah.
I'm
What is
getting like
that?
a
I don't know what
con-
that is. What is that?
So for me, like I always just associate that with like increasing levels of frequency, like I'm elevating in levels of frequency, and then getting downloads. So I always like pay attention to like either what is going around me or what is either going to happen, or like what am I thinking about at that moment, right?
Ooh.
Because it only lasts for like a few seconds, right? You know what I'm talking about. And you don't know when it's coming. It's not like you can like say like I'm gonna
It's
have a
always
download right
random.
now. Yeah.
It's always random. I've always
So
wondered. I always thought just like because I don't fucking know. I just thought like, am I being made to pay attention to something? Like what? Because it's like a pitch, but then too, it's like, but everything's frequency. So where's this frequency coming from, and what is it doing?
yeah,
That's
I know. I mean, I don't always know. Like, and I mean, I think I love when it happens because I
yeah.
feel very in tune with the universe in those moments.
1000%, 1000%. It's cool. It's just like I feel like the more it's like a rabbit hole. The more you entertain or go towards like something. So if you trust in your intuition or you listen to yourself with some advice or some shit, it always leads you somewhere. But it opens. It's like it unlocks another part of your abilities in a sense. Like the more you go towards it, more things unlock. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. I hope this makes sense, guys. I hope this makes sense.
It's like a journey, right? It's like a journey of your evolution, you know, and every time you have one of these experiences, it, like you said, it unlocks a new level.
Yeah.
It's like the next step in the evolution, right?
Yeah.
To fully expressing who you are. And like you need those like little clues that, you know what I mean? Like they come in the form of downloads, they come in the form of connections, right? I mean, even just my connection with you and like being able to have these conversations unlocks new parts of myself every single time, right?
And vice versa.
Yeah. I was I want to share this with you because I was meditating before this episode, and just really sitting in like this gratitude, right? Because I don't know about you, but I feel like I am shifting into a whole new story in like this last like few weeks, right? Do you feel this? It's like the old is ending and a new is beginning.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And I just remember when I first like kind of started on this journey like 3 years ago, and everything was falling apart for me, and like all these people were falling off, and I just felt so alone. And I remember thinking like, I'm never going to find my tribe, and I'm never going to like be part of a spiritual community, and like I'm off on this island in Michigan, and you know, like it's never going to happen. I'm going to be alone like on this journey forever. And I look at my life today and I'm just connected with so many beautiful humans and healers from all over the world, and you being one of them. And it's like when you feel like you're living in the middle of an answered prayer, like in a dream, like when you didn't actually think you were ever going to get there, and you're like, wow, like I'm here.
Yeah.
You know? It's badass.
It's like it's the delayed gratification kind of thing. It's a delayed gratification kind of thing. It's pretty cool. It's like once you witness the manifestation that you've been wanting, like in your case, just wanting that tribe, and then like you just like you look around, it's like fuck, I've got what I wanted times 10. times I can't even fathom this. Like, that's dope as shit. That's dope as shit.
It really is, right? I was just having this conversation with one of my beautiful healer friends and who lives out in Utah. And there's like such a difference when you actually learn how to embody your own unique energetic signature.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what you're broadcasting, your full expression of who you really are. And so then you just start attracting like all these experiences and the right people, right, that are authentic to you. And when you're not embodying who you really are, you're attracting like everything else that's not you.
Yeah.
You know? So it really is like when you take off those masks, like when we talked about, like when you actually like, and not just like live, you know, and say like, I'm the truest expression of who I really am. Like, right. When you embody it, when you feel it in your essence, when you feel it in your soul, like I do this because it's who I am.
Yep.
And I'm not looking for external validation. I'm just me, you know?
Unapologetically.
Yeah.
Unapologetically.
And there's a shift when that happens.
Yes.
You know, you can feel it like in your soul. So
it's
cool.
Like, ooh, I'm ready to go.
It is.
So, because whoever, like, for those who are listening, and they'll say, because I've kind of been not back and forth, getting back to the roots with creating reality. Because I was on autopilot for a little minute, not really specific with what I wanted, just random segments of the day. So, for example, let's say you're driving to the grocery store and you're like, I'm going to find a perfect parking spot close to the entrance, for example, and then little stuff like that. But not like big things like reality shattering, like next level shit. So yesterday, I have a habit of whenever I'm like downtown at night, like I live in Chicago, to like just go past old places I used to work at that like was like at the bottom of the bottom to humble me and not to get too big headed. And like, look, like you was struggling, basically crying behind closed doors at this place. Like now look at you, and like have that hunger back, like just get that hunger back. And then two, just not even two, just expressing gratitude for it all, and then just saying like, what's next? Like I'm a competitor. Like that's because I have to achieve things. Like first the goal was 100 podcast episodes. Now I want 1,000. So that's my next goal. Or it's just like just other little shit. Cause I look at life now because I'm turning 30 this year. So I've, like that's like a shift that's happened recently in my perspective. Like what I need to do, what I want to do. I'm like, fuck, in 10 years I'll be 40. Like I need to figure out what these next 10 years look like. So now I'm just like, I just want more championship rings. I just want to fucking go get shit. I know that was random, but I just want to fucking go get shit.
No, okay. And I love that because I am the same way. And I think on like a soul level and a spiritual level, like there are souls and people, and you being one of them and me being one of them, like I can't stop. Like I have to keep learning more about myself. I have to keep expressing, like I will never be okay with just
being on the sidelines kind of thing.
Yeah. And no matter what, and you know this too, you've had really humble beginnings as well. And it's like, I'll never quit. No matter what, like, no matter how hard it was, no matter how bad it was, like, and there might be moments where I want to quit, but I know like I never will stop. Like you can't fucking get me down. Like you can't stop me. And I know you're like that too.
Hell no. It's like that. I like that underdog like approach to it. Like you don't expect this. So I'm gonna come out of nowhere and make you understand. That's that shit I want. Bust through that fucking door.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sweet. Have you this is just like a total random question, but have you dabbled in human design at all?
The concept of human design, like with the is it like operators and shit like that? Is that what I'm talking about? Okay, I've seen a little bit of it a couple months ago. But go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so I don't know a ton about it, but I have done like the little free chart thing, and I'm a generator, which means that like I generate life force energy.
100%, 1000%.
Yeah. So, but it's just one of those like other tools to help you just understand more about yourself. And I just remember like, and even like now, everyone's like, why do you always have to go? Why do you always have to create? Why do you always have to keep moving? Why do you always have to keep like, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just do. And it's just cool to learn that about myself. Like, oh man, it kind of makes sense.
This is why I'm like this.
I really am.
I've been dabbling a little bit in astrology recently, just because shit don't make. The more I look into it, like, okay, from my current understanding, I'm trying to see. I'm gonna articulate this, but let me not think. I overthink and just don't say the words that come out and just jumble them all together. I think with astrology, from my understanding, you have all these planets and shit. So when I think of that, I think of like this little grid in this on the, let's just say sky, for example, with the signs being fixated. So let's say the stars, maybe it's outlined to shape something, right? With that same thought, if it's a grid or like a force field at the top, right? When things shift, so if the moon is in blah, 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 that something up there shifts and then the reality just changes. And that was popping in my head and I was thinking about that. It's like a frequency. It's like
that's actually really interesting perspective that that has never crossed my mind before. So like when there's a shift, it shifts the whole reality.
Yes.
Wow.
That's fucking with me. That's fucking, because everything's frequency. Everything's frequency. So that makes so much fucking sense. It makes so much fucking sense. Because for example, even yesterday, it was gloomy. It was rainy as hell. It was rainy as hell yesterday. I was pissed off. Like it's like the sky broke and like water just fucking poured down. Shit. And I noticed when I woke up, my mood was in because of the gloom and doom when I woke up to. But today's sunny and I'm like, okay, let's go. I want to go do some shit. Let's have fun. It's just the energy of the weather frequency.
Yeah. So we were talking about that yesterday. Did you notice that there was like a shitload of chemtrails yesterday and the day before?
Yeah.
And then it just like poured. And also like I just kind of felt like shit.
Wait. Hold that thought. So, okay, I wonder. So you got the chemtrails, right? Whatever the fuck that's in those things. So they did. I saw something where the person they admitted that they use chemtrails for blah 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 and use weather machines, but nobody's talking about this shit. Nobody's talking about this shit.
Right.
But what the thought I had was, I wonder what happens when it rains and the chemtrails are still in the sky. When the rain comes down, what chemicals are coming down with it, and that's coming on us.
That's exactly what I was thinking literally yesterday and the day before, because I felt just like low energy and like achy and like just not myself. And today, like you said, it's sunny. Like we get really similar weather to you guys. Super sunny, gonna be a beautiful day. Like, and I feel so much better. And I mean, I know like the sun and like the weather, dictates, your mood, but I also like, I just had this feeling like I am breathing something in.
Yeah, and especially with but I just think about this though. That's the same with like the air fresheners, like the chemicals in there, and just other things too. So like how
Yeah.
many toxins are going in our body? Like this is
I know. It's like so next level. Like, I know. And I mean, there's really nothing we can do about it, right? We just do our thing. But it does make such a difference, like you were talking about with the astrology and the shifts, and like it broadcasts certain different frequencies, right? And like it just, I think, affects the whole collective instead of just, you know what I mean, like operating your own little thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fuck. This whole like the more I dive into this reality, because now I'm just looking at it from this is a play. These are the characters I'm rolling with. This series, the series of Richard, and however it shifts, that's just how the shit was scripted. That's just how it was scripted.
Do you do you find that like helps you in like moments of shifting and moments of like fear, right?
Oh, 1000%. If it
Yeah.
wasn't for that, I would be in bed with anxiety. I had the most terrible anxiety because I will overthink shit. I'll think of the worst case scenario. What if this doesn't happen? What if this, what if that? And then you just cripple yourself in the bed and you don't even realize that shit. So this perspective of reality and how we view it and the characters and shit, it just makes sense and it allows you not to just take all this seriously.
Hmm. That really helps me too, right? And just like remembering that I'm a soul having a human experience. Like literally none of this is real. Like, so the fear that I'm feeling about up leveling or like being more seen
Mhm.
or right, like taking the risk, investing more money in myself, right? Like all those little things, it's like, oh, it feels so scary, it feels so scary. But it's like once you realize that the fear is really an illusion and you can by stepping into that fear you can actually like quantum leap your reality, and that's where the miracles happen, right? It's like the universe just like catches you. It's like we're waiting for you to like up level, like you
Like, get
can do
out your
it.
own
This is,
way.
yeah, like let's go, you
That knock
know.
on the door.
Yep. And then you like, you're like, oh my God, like, why was I so scared? And then you're met with even more abundance and you're met with even more opportunity, you know?
Because
It's
once
so fucking
it
cool.
was a blockage though, you've been in your way the entire time. And we know this. It's not no new news. We know this shit. We fucking know it.
We fucking know this shit.
Megan, get up and go do that. Richard, you know you're supposed to be working on this book. Come on now.
Right. Right. But then we think like there's a fear underlying that. There's a fear associated with like, then I'm gonna be more seen. Everyone's gonna judge me. Right.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's like, judge what? Like scared of what, you know? And we know this, like you said, a consciousness, like we know, but it's like, oh, I don't know. So it's like a
But then
block you gotta
too,
get through.
if you think about it, everybody gonna have some shit to say. Everybody will have some shit to say, regardless of the fact. Somebody may not like the color of your shirt. It's just not their taste. They gonna have a judgment on you. Oh, I wouldn't have wore that shirt with them pants. Well, guess what, motherfucker? I'm not you. You feel me? I'm not you. But when you like, for example, I had a random thought. I was taking a walk and I was just like looking up at apartments and shit. And I was thinking like, wow, people could be looking down at me right now. And from that perspective, I am in their play. I'm just some random bypasser walking down the fucking street. And then in my play, you vice versa. I'm like, God damn, this shit is really fucking real.
So crazy. I know. And then you also have to like, right? Because I feel like as you elevate in consciousness, you are like looking at like all these perspectives, like, right? Like you can see and notice that there are multiple perspectives that make up the truth, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then it's like you realize that people are just viewing you from their own perspective, and you are a mirror to what is missing in their life, right? Like what they have to work on in their life. So if they're judging you based on like they don't like the color of your shirt, it's like that really has nothing to do with me. That really has nothing fucking to do with me. And when you can like separate that, you know what I mean? It just like changes, doesn't it? Like it's like
Mhm.
I just don't fucking care.
It's just others' opinions ain't got shit to do with me. And I just think that's a good trait to have because like I just think at the core we want to be accepted. We want people to know that we're a great person. So if we don't receive that, from them, it's validation. We're not being validated. Damn, is it
Yeah.
damn. None of I say that out loud. Damn, that's just seeking validation in a subconscious way.
That just like flowed from your like, you know what I mean? Like that was good. That was so good.
Damn, that makes so much fucking sense. I'm looking for validation
All right.
from
Right.
a motherfucker I don't know.
Right. I know, because you're right. We consciously know, like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. But like, why do we operate this way?
Why do we care? Why do I care about how you view me? The fuck? That ain't got shit to do with me. I'm gonna keep doing me.
I know. I think I'm really coming into this understanding as I'm shifting and moving in my own thing, right? That I'm not doing any of these things to be like, oh, look what I did. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, look at all the cool shit I'm doing, or like the cool people that I'm connecting with, or look at how high I'm vibrating, and like look at how much I'm attracting into my life, right? Like I'm not operating from that space.
Yeah.
I'm operating from the space of like I do this because it's who I am, right? And I'm not looking for anyone to say like, wow, that's so cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's like my intention behind it is to say something or be somewhere, or like, right, that spark something in someone else that they're like, I can do it too.
Yeah.
You know?
1,000%. Being the example, but you have to. It's kind of like the saying, look, if I can do it, you can do it too. Maximize on your shit. And that made me think about this is a message to anybody who's in a toxic work environment right now. Get the fuck out. Like, this is your message. You know who you are. Let's not play the fool. Leave that place. Find you something different. This is your message.
It's so true.
Just leave it.
I feel like, I worked in corporate for like 10 years, and I only describe it as like soul sucking.
Yeah, it's the corporate, and then the court part, the CORP. It's all it is. You're working until you fucking dead. They sucking your energy.
But that's what it is, right? Collecting life force energy for like somebody else. And I think like I had this like moment in my life when I was like, I am literally using all of my energy to make someone else's dream come true.
Exactly. And you ain't even here. You ain't even here. That's a fucked up part. You chilling. I'm making sure you get that lobster and steak. The fuck?
I know. I think we just don't ever think that it's possible for us. Like,
Fuck that. I don't like being told what to do, especially at work. Like, if you tell me some shit that I think is like absurd, like you can ask me, hey, could you? And it's up to me to say, do or don't. But don't tell me this is what I gotta do. Oh no. We ain't. I have to defy you at that point. It's like a little sap. My little Scorpio come out. Like, she never did that. That haven't came out in a while.
right. I know, because but then you're operating in choice. So you can choose to say, I don't think this is aligned for me. Or like, I think we're so scared of like thinking that this life of like freedom and abundance, right? And like being who we are for a living, like we don't believe it's possible for us. So it's like when we see other people do it, it like activates a code within it. It's like, oh my God, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
And like I mean, like I was saying, I feel like that's like such a vibe. It's like, I just hope that every day like somebody sees me and it's like, holy shit, like she overcame so much, and like look at all the cool shit she's doing. Like I can do it too. You
gotta write a book.
Do you want to know something? I had a psychic reading. This was like 2 years ago, and I was like, really feeling super alone. And now I know, like, I really trust my own intuition, right? But she said the same thing. She's like, you need to write a book. And I'm like, I don't write. I'm like, I'm not a writer. But it's funny you say that.
You're going. I see the cover page too. but I won't say it. I won't say
Would
it.
that be for like next episode?
Okay. But yeah, you're supposed to write a book. You're supposed to
Well,
write.
thank you for that like confirmation.
Do you know what it'd be about? I'm gonna challenge you with this question.
That's so interesting. You know, like when you were talking about earlier, how you kind of get on like this autopilot where you are aligned with like who you are, but you're like having to tie up loose ends in the physical, right? With like, so you're not like really fully expressing yourself to its like full capacity.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel like I've been for the past, past couple of years, honestly. And I feel like now is like this time where I really get to sit down and get clear on what does Meghan want to express and how does she want to express it? And what does that look like? Because I'm not tied to so many not social constructs, but like physical constructs anymore. Yeah. So I don't know. That's like such a great question. I feel like I need to like meditate on that, but I don't know. Something about empowerment and like, I don't know, shifting your consciousness. I don't know, something like that. We'll work on this.
I love it. Hey, we just planted the seed, so the book is already started. The book is definitely already started. Trying to see what I've been. I know we were talking about being in solitude earlier. I just think too, like as you get older, you just like really relish. Like you just want to understand yourself more and have a relationship with yourself. It's like you. I mean, we in a way we are in a relationship with ourselves, but I guess we don't acknowledge it. We're not aware of it, kind of thing, because you're sitting with yourself. You're being in tune. You're feeling your emotions. You're having those conversations in your head. And then too, with that thought too, like where's like you hear a voice, but you don't really hear a voice. That's always baffled me.
Yeah, I mean, I think, oh my God, it's like so crazy that you just say that, right? Because it goes back to what I was just saying. It's like, I don't think we ever like take the time to say, who am I really? And like, what do I really want? I mean, even like I just started dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've kind of like shared little things with you, but which funny story. Apparently this was like not in alignment for me, and he just like disappeared out of like nowhere. I'm like totally fine with it. It's like my soul like knew, like at the moment it was like, this isn't it. You know what I mean?
Exit stage left.
Yeah, it was just almost like this soul knowing. Anyway, but what I feel like for me, that whole situation allowed me to like ask myself, what do I even want in a relationship? What do I need in a relationship? What do I even like in a relationship? Because I didn't really know. So it's like exploring that aspect of myself.
Having that contrast.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So roll with me with this thought. Person comes into your life, not really sure what we want. We just playing around. We just flipping through the pages and shit. It wasn't meant to be, but now you seeing the catalog of the package that was there. Not feeling that. This ain't for me. This is what I want for the next person. And it's like, damn. So that's you sorting to the person that you want, in a sense.
Yeah, well, that's like kind of how I felt, honestly, because it's like number one, I knew it had nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. Because literally we just went on dinner dates. Like, I mean, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? So I didn't feel like super heavily involved, but I also felt like it was like such a beautiful experience. Like, I'm so grateful for it, because I think when I first started dating Rich, like when this first started happening, I had this like picture of, and this is like full transparency, like I had this picture of like what I wanted my life to look like. And I almost feel like I was just wanting to plant people in that picture. Right. And it didn't really matter if they met my needs or not. And that's like a core wound, right? Like I had to like go in and clear that shit real quick. But it's almost like, and I think human beings do this a lot, right? We just want this life.
Yeah.
And we don't care. We're going to mold and shift to be on the frequency of that person. And we're like, okay, you go here. Right.
Yeah.
And it really just allowed me to be like, okay, I don't want to do that. Like, I want to be me. And if I can't be me with you, then we're not a match.
Nope.
You know?
It's a wrap.
So it's actually really cool. And I'm super grateful for it, but it was just interesting.
That's with that mentality though, like just with that perspective. Because it's just it's all about perspective. Oh, you could have easily been like, fuck dudes, I don't want to date anymore, assholes. No, he was like, no, this just showed me that, X, Y, and Z. So I'm grateful. Thank you for the experience. Which one feels better? The second one. Definitely not that first one.
Dude, for sure. Right. But it's like I said, it was like a core wound,
Yeah.
where I felt like it's like, because I mean, I did feel into that for a little bit. I was like, oh man, like I'm not chosen.
Mhm.
Right. Like, what's wrong with me, or like whatever, like you get in that mindset, and then it's like, okay, but there's really nothing wrong with me and there's nothing wrong with him. We're just not a match. We're not a match. It's like when you understand that energy, like we've been talking about, like in the frequency, like everything is frequency. It's okay. It's just a soul level thing. And it wasn't soul fulfilling. And like, I need that. Like, I know you feel stuff on like such a deep level too, like Scorpio vibes, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm like, I can't settle for like surface level relationships. Like I need like depth and vulnerability and like,
Because you just want to be stimulated. You just want to be mentally stimulated.
Yeah.
It's like a charge. And then too, it's like a charge. It's literally like a charge.
It's so good.
You're filling, and then you fill in the other person's cup. Yes and no with that thought, because it could be negative shit and it could be positive shit. But it's interesting too, like when you feel, like when you meet somebody and then you just feel like that soul connection, like you just feel like familiar kind of shit. I always view that as like, you and the special person, special being, or just a being before you guys came here. This is the part where you guys supposed to link up kind of shit, whatever little experience you're supposed to have for each other, and then exit stage left.
Okay, it's like I'm so glad you bring this up, because I mean, it's so true. It happens and people just like fall off. And when you have this perspective, you're like, okay, I get it. We just had this contract. You're supposed to get me through like this little point, this little time. And I wish you so we'll see you in the next life. Like, right. Thanks for following through with what we said we were going to do. Because I got goosebumps.
You can easily, but that's what it falls into the victim narrative. Because yes, feel, because yes, suck. Like whoever left, it does suck. And feel the emotion. Definitely don't bypass it. But once you sort through it and you come full circle, just understand. And this perspective just keeps you from just being like, oh well, fuck friends, or just all this negative shit. People want to be victims because it gives them an excuse not to do shit. So you can just say, so and so left me, so it's fuck love. I don't have a heart. Like, what? Why don't that sounds like a terrible life. Sounds like a fucking
No. And unfortunately, I feel like we all know so many people like that. I love that you bring up like just allowing yourself to honor your feelings too, and whatever's coming up in your body, like allow it. Like, what is it trying to tell you, right? And allow it to be like lovingly released, because a lot of that comes from ego, I feel like, right? And like, I'm not good enough, or like I'll never find anybody, like that victim mentality, and it
Well,
keeps
you
us
are enough, guys.
right.
You are enough. You are very loved. You're very loved. Megan, I always ask this last question to my guests. What would your message be to humanity during this time with the awesome hat?
Oh, thank you. It's my first time wearing this hat. Okay, I think, and I feel like I should have came up with something like super profound for this, but
do what you feel.
honestly, I just feel like my intention behind like anytime I speak and anytime I like share, like I just ask God to move through me, right? Like move through me, like speak through me, like whatever the person listening to this needs to hear, like allow that to be spoken. And the intention is just, you know, I just hope that it sparks something in you that allows you to ask questions about yourself and just become that full expression of you. So that's all I got. This was
I love
fun.
it. This was fun. Part 2, guys, is a wrap. We'll have plenty more episodes, so I'm not worried about that at all. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Oh yeah, and guys, sorry about last week not dropping the episode. I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't feel like dropping the episode. I'm gonna be completely transparent with you guys. I ain't gonna bullshit you, but I was just feeling things, and that wasn't part of my uh, priority for my mental health at that point in time. So we Gucci now, though. Love you guys. Meghan, thanks for stopping by.